Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Hey, booze. Hey, oh my goodness. We are back, baby. I know y'all missed us. I know you missed us. There's really no other way that it could be, right? I'm just so happy that we're back. It is season 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did you used to sing that with the electric company? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
If you ain't do it like that, are you really counting? Like, are
Not
you
really
counting? Because I don't think you really counting if you ain't hitting it like they did. So, welcome to season 12 of the Wake Up Happy Sis show. Oh my gosh, so excited. Okay, sorry. Let me get it together. Bring it down. Okay, so the Wake Up Happy Sis show is where healing is sacred, where self-love is strategy, and showing up soft, because we are in our soft girl era, is revolutionary. I am your host with the most, your girl Leanne Dulce, your chief self-love officer. And baby, today, we're coming for that strong Black woman conditioning. We coming for it, baby. We are letting you know that ain't where you got to be anymore. Now, joining me is my girl, as always, my favoriteest co-host and wellness truth teller, because we tell our truths on this show, Sheronda Seeley. And together, yes.
Good morning.
Yes. Don't. You might say nothing but a thing.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yes. And together, we're unpacking a topic that I really think has got too many of us smiling through burnout while we're silently breaking down. Okay, and we don't want to do that anymore. Our episode is entitled Burnout Ain't. And yes, I said ain't. Burnout ain't a badge. Stop hustling for your work. And we're talking about how Black women have been taught to overfunction, overgive, overperform, override our own exhaustion just so we can feel like we are enough. Nah, sis, we done with that narrative, with that stereotype, and with somebody else's truth for our lives. We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're changing the narrative for our people because we're telling our stories our way, and we're unapologetic about it. So as always, grab your favorite cup of something. I don't care what's in your mug. We do not judge over here. And I'm not going to show the front of what mine say, but it is my favorite little thing here. You may want to grab your journal, grab some tea. Hell, you might want to grab some vodka. I don't know. That's you. I don't judge. And get ready to lay them burdens down, sis, because that's what we're here to do today. How are you, Sheronda?
I am pretty good. I am pretty doggone good. Glad to be back.
I know. It seems like we've been gone for such a long time.
We missed the peoples. We
do. We have definitely missed y'all. And we are happy to be back. And as always, we're giving you real, raw, and honest, straight from us. Now, last season, you would have seen we had a lot of guests on, and that was a lot for us. So this season, you're mostly going to be talking to Sheronda and I, because together we got over 100 years of experience to share with you guys. Now, we will have some pop-in guests along the way, right? And if you have something to say and you want to join our conversation, now remember my motto, be respectful. Don't come for us because we ain't sent for you. But if you want to join in on the fun, join in on the conversation, y'all do know this is a pop-in show. Okay, go to wuhs.in/pop-in Join the live. All is one word. And you can come and sit and talk to us for a bit and tell us your burnout story. How did you get over? How did you get through? But we're going to give you all the good knowledge that we have because Sheronda is fully in her soft girl era. I am working my way towards that. So you've got somebody who's in it and somebody who's on their way to it. So I want y'all, you know, to realize you're getting the best of both worlds with us, baby.
Absolutely. As always.
Yes. And stay hydrated. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say that for you. Stay hydrated. We ain't talking about bubbly water either. Get some real water.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we start? I want to start by kind of busting this myth of this Black girl burnout culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it feels like for a lot of us, burnout feels like a personal failure, right? Like I'm not up to it. I'm not doing the things. I'm wore out, but it's not. And what I feel it is, it's like really a system level up, right? You've got to reset some things, shake some things up because you've maxed out at that level. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
you're burnt out, right? And I feel like we're the most impacted by it because we are the most is expected from us without the least being poured back into us
Mm.
by society, by our community, and sometimes even by our sisters and ourselves. We're
Yeah.
real good about pouring into everybody else, but
Girl.
we live on the brink of exhaustion every day and act like it's an okay thing
Hmm.
when it ain't.
Shit, it also could be considered a letdown from your leadership too, especially if
Mm.
it's an ongoing thing.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with that. And that's why I said with society. And when I say society, yes, I mean at work, I mean at church, I mean in the larger community. Those those failures are not always our failures. People, processes, technology, things fail us. Sometimes we fail ourselves. But I don't want you to look at burnout as you have failed personally. You haven't. You've just overgiven,
Mm.
overplanned, overburdened yourself. And you
Overextended.
haven't over baby, yes, with the overextended. Say that one again, okay? Because that's what we do. We're so used to doing that. We're used to acting like that is the space where we're supposed to live. Now, if you understand that, come on in and tell us a comment. Let us know. Because I don't want us to continue to live with this broken, busted, can't be trusted narrative.
Mm.
Because that's not where we are. It's not a badge of honor that I want people to carry. I could sleep when I'm dead. That used to be my statement.
Girl,
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
sleep in your 20s? What?
Baby, that wasn't even a thing. That wasn't even a
Right.
thing. I was on go. I was
Mm.
a full-time student, had my daughter when I was a sophomore in college. So I had her. Plus, would always have my aunt's kids with me. So at any time, I had 5 to 7 kids with me, right?
Mm.
I only had one,
Girl,
but they
you
stayed
had
with
your
my
whole
grandmother.
entourage.
A lot of them stayed with my grandmother. So I was trying to help her out.
Mm.
And then I was, I had 2 jobs. So I'm in school full time, had 2 jobs, had a kid. I was a part of National Society of Black Engineers.
Girl.
Baby, I was the model. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I was her. But
My
that
goodness.
burnout, baby, it's not a badge of honor. It's a warning sign.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we have internalized some very harmful beliefs, not truths, beliefs about our worth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time that we kind of set this stuff right. I want to unpack this dangerous myth. about it being a badge of honor that you should be wearing proudly, that you come home. Yes, a Candelaria 27. She's over on Instagram. And hey, to
Hey.
those of you on Instagram, I'm about to post her comments so y'all could see what she said, and I'm going to read it to you. She said, Amen. I am finally learning to prioritize my mental health and well being. And we have to.
Absolutely.
And we have to. Yes, it does. Yes. But this is where I'm going to challenge you. Akan, I don't know what to call you. What is your real name or a name you would like me to call you by? Because I can't keep saying that because I don't even know if I'm saying it right. And I don't want to butcher your name. And while it does help you be a better wife, a better mother to your children, it helps you, Nina. Okay, Nina, it helps you be a better you first. By the first thing you saying is it helps you be a better wife and a better mother, is still you internalizing that your life is about service to someone else. First and foremost, you were Nina before you were a wife and you were a mother. And it's okay to say, I prioritize my mental health and my well being because I deserve to live a happy, healing, and fulfilling life. And because you live that life, yes, the byproduct is better wife, better mother, better friend. But your first duty is to you. And where's my background at? See, this is what happens when you computer reset. You start playing with your emotions. Let me get my little background because I don't even feel right if I ain't got my stuff in the background. Let me get it together. I have a new background too that I gotta
You
drop in.
do.
Yes, do you see it? Do you see it?
No, you're frozen.
Gotta wait. Am I still frozen?
Yep.
I don't see myself as being frozen.
I hear you perfectly, but
You're the
you're
one. The weird thing is you're showing frozen, not me.
that's weird because I see you frozen on my end.
What do y'all see? What do y'all see? Because I see me moving. I see her moving. We
Hmm.
just gonna go with it. We just gonna go with it.
It's Monday, child. Let's get it.
It's Monday. It's Monday. We can't be stressed about this little technology. Technology always want to trip. Now, she said she could see us both fine, so it's just the computer tripping. That's all.
Okay.
So for many of us, especially I feel like as Black women, right?
Mhm.
We've been conditioned to believe, and Nina, this is where your statement really ultimately comes from. But we've been meant to believe that our value is directly tied to our productivity. Our worth is tied to our service, essentially.
Mm.
And that's just not true. How much can we do? How many people can we help? How little sleep can we function on? We celebrate that hustle culture. We celebrate wearing this exhaustion like a crown, like a badge of honor. But what is it really costing us?
Everything.
Yes. And I want to look at why we've held on to it for so long. Why do we continue to hold on to it? Like if we let go, we're going to be less than.
Because we're the consummate professionals. If it ain't done, if it doesn't get done to our specs, we might as well do it ourselves. We think we're an
Oh, you
island
already
until
know
that
we do
burnout.
that.
Huh?
I said we do that one. We definitely live that one.
Yeah, and uh and never know it. I mean, we're going 100 miles an hour until that burnout happens. And I'm only speaking for myself because the way that I knew that I was burnt out is that this is in my army days. I was standing in line in formation, like with our group and stuff, and we're in a gym at this point. Girl, I saw that damn floor come up so damn fast. I woke up in the hospital with
Mhm.
pneumonia and a very bad ear infection, and I was hospitalized for about a week. So that part. So
because
and
we
what
drive ourselves. We drive
yes,
to the point.
hard.
We drive ourselves too hard. We feel like if we take rest, if we take a break, that we're letting everybody else down.
And guess what? It was okay while I was in the doggone hospital because that part. So what was it all for?
Exactly. Life is going to go on. You
Yep,
could die today and they will have you replaced by the end of the week. Probably
absolutely.
not tomorrow,
Hmm.
some cases, right? So
Yeah.
we have to learn that burnout is not the way. And I'm not saying that you're not going to have it. I'm not saying that burnout don't happen. It does, right? But what we want to do is we want to minimize the effects of burnout. We want to minimize the amount of time we're suffering from it. And so Nina said, I see all the women in my family do the same. And UES, the military, breeds this kind of behavior. Oh, she served 15 and a half years. So yeah, you get it. Yes,
Yep.
it does. I don't know because I ain't been in the military, but I would presume it does because I see that you see, like when they put y'all on the marches and all this stuff, and you got to carry all the things and do all the things, and you got to be up at this time, and it's all conditioning.
Absolutely.
It's the mentality of break you down to build you up how I
Absolutely.
want you to be.
Yep. Absolutely. That era was called build break you down and build you up into a lean, mean fight machine. Woo! That was it. That was definitely conditioning. Of course, I couldn't see it because I was in the middle of it,
You're in the middle of
but
it.
it was the structure of it that I really identified with and really and truly held on tight to, but at a cost though over
Yes,
time.
100%. 100%. But where does this kind of hustle culture, I'll sleep when I'm dead mentality come from? It's really
Well, in your 20s, you think you invincible any damn way, so
right.
sleep, girl, please.
But I have a slightly different take on it. I really
Mm,
think it's deeply rooted in capitalism, white supremacy, systemic oppression and racism, right?
mhm.
The idea that our worth is tied to our productivity, it benefits all the systems that profited from our labor and continue to profit from our labor while they devalued our humanity. Look at slavery. You were 100% only your worth was tied to your service, to your productivity. You were only as valuable as how much cotton your ass picked, how many side babies you birthed because you were being raped, right?
My
How much
goodness.
service we gave to others. That doesn't die just because they let us go.
Mm,
That's now been ingrained into us for generations and generations and generations,
mm.
right?
But that's what we okay. So I would tell my ancestors, you are not what you do. You're who you are, but it's not what you do that makes you who you are.
I agree. But think about it. We look at today, from slavery, and we fast forward today. We still internalize messages that we must work twice as hard. Think
Yeah,
about it. To be seen as half as good. And we've said that on this show many times, right?
yeah.
You have some social media influencers that are bragging about this whole team no sleep, glamorize exhaustion. They working all these hours and doing all this, and I gotta do this, right?
At a cost, your body will sit you
What,
down. Trust
what
me,
am I
I
going?
just told
Yeah.
you.
What am I going to do with an 80-hour work week? I don't want that. The hell?
All the way that part.
And it wasn't designed for our liberation, our freedom. It's a system that's designed for our exploitation.
Mm.
100%. If I can get the most out of you and I can get you to continue to keep giving me the most, when you're just wore out and whatever, I'm going to just go and get another one,
My goodness.
right? I'm just going to go and get another you. Like a workhorse. They put you out the pasture and go and get the next one,
Mm.
right?
But we got decisions to make, though.
We do because we've internalized a lot of lies about our
Mm.
worth, right? If I'm not
Mm.
busy, I'm not valuable.
Mm.
Taking a break means I'm lazy. I'll rest when I have achieved X, Y, and or Z, right? I see everybody else around me hustling and grinding and working so hard. I got to go twice as hard so they don't think I'm lazy, so I can keep up with the Joneses. There's always that keep up with the
A lot
Joneses.
of that is
I ain't trying to run
self-inflicted.
my race. I'm trying to run they race and they race and they race. No, I'm in my lane. I just want to stay in my lane.
Right.
And my favorite, I just don't have time for self care. You better make time for it or it will make time for itself.
My goodness.
Rhonda
Absolutely.
already told you how she passed out, woke up in the hospital with pneumonia. Now, if you've heard the story of what she used to do during that time, yeah, you can see why.
Yeah.
Right? Sun up, sun down.
Girl, yes, that was back during the time that they were drawing down the forces. And so they were getting rid of the green suitors and replacing them with the civilians and stuff. And I really did feel like I was an army of one back then and stuff because a job that was built for like 5 people, those
Yeah,
4 people didn't show up and the job still had to get done. So it was me.
yeah. And instead of us raising our hand and
Yeah.
saying, hey, I can't do all this by myself. What do? We go and do it. And that further kind of gives them fuel to their fire that we are inhuman, that we are something other than, that we're workhorses, that we can,
And a funny thing is, I talked to my army buddy that was actually stationed there with me during that time, and I told her that story. She said, "Girl, why didn't you just call me? I would have came and helped you." Never
well,
even thought to reach out.
no, we never do because that's the last thing we think about. We're used to being the strong ones. We're used to being the ones that can handle everything.
Mm.
So if I can't, that says something about me. If I have to reach out for help, that's never the first thing. Never.
Because my help was canceled, and I didn't think to reach into my bag of friends to be like, "Hey, girl, I
Yeah.
gotta get this chapel cleaned up. It's a Friday. I'm somewhere between 19 and 21 years old and stuff, and just I was the little sister of my crew and stuff, so I never thought to
Yeah.
reach out and be like, "Hey, y'all, can y'all come help me out right quick so I can knock this out even quicker?" Never thought to ask
Yeah.
that.
But that's how it goes. And we have to stop believing that way,
Yeah.
right? We have to be the ones to stop believing that way. Like, who's going to want to come and help me do this on a Friday night? Right?
Hindsight is always
It's
2020, and
always
closed mouths don't get fed, nor do they get help.
no. And your worth is not determined by your output.
That part.
Yeah, 100% is not. You have inherent value,
Hmm.
regardless of what you produce or what you achieve. You are still valuable. Our
Absolutely.
humanity should never be tied to our productivity. It should never be. And rest is, let me just say this, rest is not something that you damn earn.
Mm.
It's something that you deserve simply because you exist, because you are here, because you are Sheronda and I am Leanne.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can't sleep until I finish this one more. Girl, get some sleep. Get some damn sleep.
And
Because
the
you're
funny
already
thing
running
is,
off two cylinders and you're not even putting out your best effort because you're so exhausted.
girl, and I called myself a professional nap taker back then. The hell? I can't make it make sense if I try, child. So I'm just not gonna try.
Right. Good morning, Eileen. We haven't seen you in such a long time.
Hey, Eileen.
Good morning. Good morning. Now, how many times have you asked somebody what they're doing and they just responded with, "Oh, I'm just so busy. How was your weekend? Oh my God, it was so busy.
Oh my
Non-stop."
God, that part. Like, I'm gonna need you to get some better time management about yourself. So for real. Or give me your damn weekend, seeing as how you don't know how to doggone, make it happen in
Oh,
that
yeah.
precious time,
Look, we will wear a packed out schedule and overwhelming to-do list like it's a crown. We're going to wear it like a crown, proudly display it. I want to be able to say, you know what? My weekend was so peaceful and restful. Or maybe it was jam packed, but it was jam packed with fun, with things that made
Yeah,
me happy,
yeah, yeah.
with interactions that fed my spirit.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
that's what
Absolutely.
that's the life I desire to live.
Yeah, that's what it's about for us right now and stuff. We are so much more active and out and about than when I was working full time and the boy was still young and needed me and stuff like that. But now that's definitely what it's all about. It's about experiences. Because you
That-
can't get anybody anything after 30 years. You got every fucking thing. Because now it's not about things, it's about experiences.
That's right. Yes. Look, my life is about experience. What I cultivate and wake up happy, sis, is about experiences
Yeah.
for women like us
Ooh,
who
yeah.
are tired of being burned out, who are tired of living life on the edge, on this fringe of overwhelm, exhaustion, and achievement.
Well, it sounds like somebody need to, do part two of a retreat. I'm just saying, just dropping it in your spirit
I
and
get
stuff.
it. I get it. It is coming. It is
Okay.
coming. I'm working on some things right now. Not even right now, right now. Right? Because the reality check is this: burnout isn't a sign of success. It's a sign that there is something fundamentally wrong with how you are living. It
Absolutely.
is a wake up call from your mind, your body, and your spirit that it requires, not needs, it requires immediate change, immediate action. Your body, your mind, your soul is screaming for attention, and it says, I'm going to get it. Either you're going to pay attention to me or I'm going to force you to pay attention to me.
Yeah, you really
That's
don't
what it
want
is.
that. You
You don't
really,
want
really, really don't want that.
it's the fuck around and find out.
That part, can
That's
you
what
say
it
it
is.
again for the people in the back, child?
Let me say it and clack my fans so y'all can see these new fans we got. The fuck around and find out of your system. Y'all see this? Y'all see this sexiness? Ooh, ooh, we do have our own custom fans now. Your package is on its way too, Sheronda. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your package is on its way.
That's a balls.
Yes. Look, according to the World Health Organization, burnout is characterized by three dimensions.
Okay.
Okay. First, that feeling of energy depletion or exhaustion. You just tired all the time. Okay. Second, increased mental distance from your job. You just spacing out. You ain't even mentally there when you're there. I'm sitting here, but
Going
my
through
mind is somewhere else.
absolutely going through the motions. Yep.
Yes. And reduce professional efficacy. You're not efficient. You're
If you
not.
don't get me in my best part of the day, which is the morning time, since I'm a morning person,
Mhm.
things start to taper off probably around
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
when the efficiency starts to wane a little bit and stuff versus first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. Because 3 was my end time for work. From 6 to about 1, you got me. I'm all fired on all cylinders. But of course, lunchtime was my power nap time and stuff.
Got to refresh. We got to refresh. We've got to refresh, hydrate, and nourish our body, right?
Absolutely.
We have to do those things because it's not just about being tired. Burnout is more than I'm just tired, right? It's a state of chronic stress that leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, not just body tired, but soul tired. Soul tired.
That part.
Cynicism. Y'all know what cynicism is? When you real bitchy and negative about all the things, right?
Can't nobody say anything without reading you the wrong way.
Don't even breathe on me the wrong way. I ain't got nothing nice to say about you, about life, about nothing. All I'm seeing is negativity. That's all I can put out, right? And then you're going to feel ineffective. You just don't feel like you're accomplishing, like you're moving forward, like things are happening in a way that feels fulfilling to your spirit. You're dropping the ball on things that have normally been your jam. It's that signal. That's your mind, your body, and your spirit. That is your whole self saying, hey, I'm drowning here and I need help. Right damn now. Right damn now. Okay, and Eileen said she's working back in the office. Glad she's almost, look, we're glad you're almost done with school too. Okay. And what business are you looking to start, Eileen? Let us know. Let us know. Because we here. Now, Nina had a question. Okay, let me go look at some of Nina's comments. Nina said, she has quarterly mommy weekends where she spends Friday evening to Sunday morning at a hotel. Yes, and hang out on her own. Yes, to quarterly weekend dates. Okay, boom. You get a clap for that, Nina. You get all the claps for that because you know what? You need that and you deserve that.
Absolutely.
That's because you're you. You need your Nina time. Okay. And she says she thinks it's hard to determine how to teach her children to value themselves while also ensuring they understand that knowing is going to give them anything. You show them. You are showing them by how you treat yourself. They can see that you have a good, strong work ethic. But they also see that you require rest and that you make sure that your life is in harmony. I won't say balance because I feel like if you balance right here, you dead. I want to be dead. And life is always going to have some ups and downs. But you found a harmonic rhythm, like a heartbeat, to your life. So it's not no glaring ups and glaring downs, right? But I stay in a good natural flow and rhythm of my life. And when something negative happens, I don't let it take me all the way down here anymore. Right? My highs can be high because I love being happy, but not to the point of crash and burn. Because sometimes when you have that super high, what happens? Like a sugar high and rush?
What goes up must come down.
Come down. Right? It's okay to work hard for your goals. That's a requirement. We're not saying do not work hard. What we're saying is know your limits. Know how to be a little more in harmony with your body. Understand when your body is telling you something's wrong. Listen to it. It'll tell you. Right?
Yeah.
So yes, you can show them that people aren't going to get them anything and they have to work for what they want. And sometimes, yes, you will be working more than you're having fun. That time has to be put in. We are not saying that. What we're saying is don't let that be your whole life. There has to be balance and harmony, right? I look for work-life harmony now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm redoing my house I had 2 offices. I don't need 2 offices. The other office is about to be turned into my Zen den.
Yes.
Harmony, sexiness, relaxation, right?
Yes.
We have to do these things for us because nobody coming to save you, and people will continue to expect the most out of you.
The cavalry is already here. Look in that mirror.
You are the cavalry. Say that again.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you want to say, well, how do I get out of this? The first step is realizing that you're in it. And that burnout is not a normal state of being, how you're feeling. And it's been going on for a while. It's not just like, oh, I'm tired today. No, I've been tired. I've been exhausted. I've been wore out. I've been feeling like this for some time. Realizing that that's not a normal state of being, that it's a problem that you need to address. That's the first step. You know, that's the first step. And it's going to require you to look in the mirror, look at yourself, right? And ask yourself, why do I feel guilty when I'm not being productive or overproductive, when I'm not over delivering? Why do I even feel the need to have to over deliver? Right? Why do I feel like my worth is tied to my productivity or my service of others? Where did that come from? Where did I first learn or see that?
You can't change that. It's your mindset. You got to work with that part.
Yes. You can change almost anything.
Change your mind first. You can do something directly. You directly can do something about that.
100%.
Change your mind.
That mindset shift is
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's the hardest part. The hardest part is letting go of that superwoman cape. Taking it off, dropping it, putting it away, giving it away, burn it. But it has to start here. Like Sheronda said, it starts here. You have to, one, realize that you're worthy enough all by your lonesome, just by you, not by what you do and what you give, that you are worthy. And you don't have to be everything for everybody all the time. You don't have to be everybody's rock and everybody's foundation and everybody's support system.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to sleep when you die. You can sleep now, sis. What Leanne's gonna do is get her afternoon nap in.
Absolutely.
Because I have clients during the day, and I still have to have some energy for my body and my things that I want to do in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get my nap in during the day so that I can reset these brain cells and do what I want to do here, what I need to do here to set my life up the way that I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean I don't grind sometimes? No, I do. I do. But I also know when I need rest, and I will take it. I also know when I need the presence of people around me because I work from home.
Mm-hmm.
When I just need to go out, and I'll go out and work at a club, like, the co-working little clubs or whatever, or go to one of my favorite restaurants, and I'll sit there during the afternoon and work. Sometimes it's just about being around other people and other energies.
Mm-hmm.
That can help refresh your levels.
Right.
So how do we then say, okay, what's the next thing? What's next? What is next? How do I get to that next level? How do I look for the signs to know? How do I, once I know the signs are there, okay, I think I'm dealing with burnout. How do I get through it? Because we're not here just to tell you, look out for it. You know, we ain't going to leave you like that.
Mm.
We've told you what to look for, the chronic exhaustion. Have you been feeling emotionally numb or even overly emotional?
Or sickly.
Mm-hmm. Irritable. You snapping at people for no reason. You done bit somebody's head off for something that could have been an easy little quick discussion from a misunderstanding, but instead you blow up. You start to have feelings of resentment of your job, of the people you work with, your husband, your children, whatever, right? According to the Harvard Business Review, women are more likely than men to mask burnout by overperforming. It says, and this tendency is even more pronounced for Black women who are navigating both racial and gender bias. Black women are 1.5 times more likely to be identified as top performers while simultaneously reporting higher levels of burnout.
That's not a surprise to hear.
No, because we're used to it. We're used to firing on all cylinders and then some cylinders back there too. They ain't even ours, but we firing them all up. We're used to that. We're used to overperforming, overgiving, taking care of everything for everybody. That's just how we live. That's just how we roll. It's what we're used to doing. Well, Nina, we trying to speak to your soul, baby. We trying to speak to your soul. But in our last about 10 minutes, let's talk about breaking that cycle. Let's talk about how do we get back from burnout? Or how do we check in with ourselves before we spiral into burnout?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to be proactive, not always reactive.
Right.
If we can stop it before it happens, that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Like you can ask yourself, am I coping or am I avoiding? Am I doing too much? Am I over delivering again, over promising? It means you have to sit with yourself and you have to ask yourself some very serious questions and be real and honest with yourself. Because if you can't be real and honest with you, you're never going to be able to be real and honest with anyone else. Right?
Right.
And let me say this, because I think people may think, I'm super successful. I'm a high achiever. Hello, Karen. Fraser, good morning. Happy Monday to you. I hope I said that right, Kareed. Yes, you 100% can be super successful, super powerful, look like you got it all together on the outside, be the star employee, star entrepreneur, and go and cry in the car every day. Chances are that superstar employee is the one that's suffering from burnout, and she has to mask it every day to get through work. Success doesn't cancel out burnout. It doesn't cancel out suffering. It doesn't cancel out pain.
And no matter what you do, it's always criticized, scrutinized. And it just takes you to that point. And of course, I'm talking about myself. In hindsight, it was the leadership that was not leading. It was the manager who was not managing. But they always had something to say to me and stuff like
always.
Why are you coming for me? Like
lack of accountability. It's always easier to, but shit rolls downhill. It's always easier to blame you instead of saying my management style may be ineffective. I may not be giving you what you need to be successful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to do. So let's talk about how do we break the cycle? How do we reclaim rest? What does does that look like for us in our lives? Right? To me, rest is a radical concept because most of us are not doing it right. We're not. You have to know how many hours your body needs.
Right.
How many I need is not the same as how many somebody else needs. 4 to 6 is enough for me. 6 is really a lot. 4 to 5 is normally how I sleep. When I get to that 5 to 6 or more hours, then I'm overly tired because I don't got too much sleep. You know, but that's me. That's my body's jam. That 5 hour is like my jam. Right? But you have to know. And radical rest isn't just about, let me go take a nap. Because naps are beautiful. We do love a good nap. Okay? We love a good nap.
Clack it up, ma'am.
Yes. But it's really, to me, radical rest is really about embracing this revolutionary act of choosing stillness. Listen to me now. In a world that profits from your constant motion. You hear what I said? It's because you are choosing to be still in this world that is all about move, 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 go, 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 faster, faster, faster. But you're choosing stillness.
Yeah.
Because you're reclaiming what's always been yours.
Absolutely. I like what Eileen said. She said, I left the job because of burnout and have been contracting since. I like that I'm not shackled to a toxic company and can move on after the assignment is done. I agree with that contracting thing. That's a really good gig to have, because after you finish that assignment, you're on to the next thing, and it doesn't have to be the same thing that you just left and stuff. So you got variety and stuff, and it's only for a certain amount of time, and then you're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. And you might be one of those people that I can do a job for 4 months and that covered me for a whole year.
There you go.
The money's
What's that book? What's that book called? The 4-Hour Work Week or something like that?
Yeah. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Felicia.
Bliss, sis. Felicia lives in Hawaii.
Yeah.
She has a wellness business.
Aloha.
So this is the thing, right? Your rest isn't a luxury. Stop looking at it as a luxury. Stop looking
at it as a requirement, ma'am.
Yes. You have to stop looking at your rest as something that you're rewarding yourself with. No. It's liberation. It is a requirement for you to keep your body, your mind, your soul, to keep your vessel, your whole person, however you want to call it, to keep it healthy. It requires rest, right? Radical rest is also realizing you ain't got to be the strongest one in the room, that it's okay to cry, to feel, to be held, that you can take that armor off.
Yeah.
You know, I can take the armor off. I don't have to be the strong one.
I challenge you, the audience, to actually sit back in the cut. Say, like you're in a business or a meeting, right? When you open your mouth, butterflies and rainbows shoot out. There's this auntie therapist that I like to watch on TikTok. And of course, she's a Black woman and stuff. I dare you to keep your mouth closed so somebody else can open up theirs. Because if you always open up, nobody else has the chance or takes the initiative to open up their mouth. But I dare you to keep your mouth shut, clamped tight, so somebody else can step up to the damn plate. How about that?
Yeah. Stop being the first one to raise your hand when an assignment comes. I'll do it. No, you won't.
Stop volunteering yourself. You can, just, sit back in the cut for a second and let somebody else, because if they always, looking to you and expecting you, and you're helping them in that mindset, then change that mindset. So somebody else, so you can spread the wealth around,
Yeah. Give other people a chance to be supportive and to step up to the plate.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we're all people, but we don't want anything to fail. We want everything. So sometimes I have to jump in and take over. No, sometimes you have to let things fail. Sometimes you have to let people understand that there are consequences to the actions that they choose to take, and that you cannot always be there to pick them up and to unravel the mess that they've caused.
Mm-hmm.
You are not everybody's safety net.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
sometimes you gotta jump in and do some things, make some things shake. I'm not
But it
saying
don't always have to be you,
don't
though.
come back here saying I didn't do on the thing and now my company lost $5 million. Don't come here saying Leanne told you not to do your work.
Right.
You can judge. You can help somebody by saying, "Let me help you figure this piece out," instead of taking over the whole thing. I'll just do it. No, I'm going to sit with you for 2 hours. We're going to block off 2 hours, and I'm going to talk to you and teach you the things that you need to be successful. And then you need to go and do, instead of you spending 14 hours fixing all the things that they did. See the difference there? You see the shift? You see the shift? It's also about creating space for yourself, right? You got to clear your schedule and you got to clear your guilt. Clear your schedule and clear your guilt, right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some practical ways that you can create space. Create this space for yourself. Take an audit of your calendar. And you got to be brutally honest. Again, if you ain't honest with you, you can't be honest with anybody else. Look at that calendar. Which commitments that are on there align to your values and brings you joy? Now, you may have some things on there that you can't get rid of, because it's a requirement of things that you just have to do for now. For now.
Right.
Right? Look at the things that are really energy suckers or stealers, that they're really depleting your energy and your spirit. And start working, create a plan to start eliminating those and replacing them with other things that match your values and your morals and your goals and bring you joy. Create a plan to systematically change the things that you don't like, that don't bring you joy, that steal your energy, that are causing you to be burned the fuck out.
That part.
You have the right, you have the requirement for your life to do this. We got to learn to use our favorite word as a complete sentence. What is that word?
Dreams.
Yes. Because no is a complete sentence, baby. You ain't got to say nothing. I don't got to have a whole diatribe and an hour explanation of why I said no. Right? Boundaries aren't walls. Don't look at a boundary as a wall. Look at them as bridges to your own well-being. Look at boundaries as self-love. Because setting a limit with someone isn't mean it isn't selfish. To me, it's the ultimate act of self-preservation in a world that's trying to take everything you offer and still ask for more.
My goodness.
I want your left knuckle, your right eye. I want everything. I want your whole core, your whole essence. No, right? I want you to revolutionize the concept of good enough. Now, I'm not saying be mediocre and average your whole life. I'm saying there are some areas of your life where good enough will do.
They even have a saying in the government: "It's good enough for government work," or "That's enough for government work," or however it goes. But
Sometimes it's okay for something to be good enough. I ain't saying that is now your standard for everything that you do, because there are areas where you need to excel, where you need to show up and show out.
my friend used to say, "C's get degrees."
Exactly. They still got that degree, because at the end of the day, that C might know way more than that A,
Hey,
because the C had some challenges, had to learn how to navigate through some barriers and problems.
mm-hmm.
That C is usually the one who fought for that C.
Yeah, that part.
I knew people who had good grades. Baby, she didn't know nothing of what she did. I was so, when I saw she got a good job, I was like, oh my God. Because at the end of the day, if they're only going to take somebody because they have a 3.8, and they're not going to take you because you have a 3.0, 2.7, that may not be where you want to work anyway,
Basically,
right? I don't want to be tied to the educational system that wasn't designed for me to be successful in a lot of cases.
mm.
Like I said, when I was in college, I graduated my first degree with a 2.6 GPA. I
Wow.
fought for that 2.6, because
Yeah, so good.
I also had a child when I was a sophomore in college. I also took care of and helped take care of my aunt's children. I also had two jobs while I was going to school full time and serving in organizations and stuff, because that's me. Hell, I was mad when on my master's I had I graduated with a 3.7, and I was
Mhm.
pissed off because I was going for that 3.8. I wanted 3.8 or above. So you can't let one thing tell you who you are.
Right.
You can't. If I had stopped at that 2.5, and if companies had stopped at that 2.5, 2.6, whatever it was when I graduated college, instead of looking at the fact that, oh my God, this girl is actually really intelligent and she can think through things and she's da 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 da, they would have lost out on all the value that I brought to their company. Hey, Paulette,
Hey, lady.
right? That would have been their loss. So I
Yeah.
want you to clear mental space, release the perfectionism that's in your heart and your spirit. It's good enough, sis, because perfection isn't actually excellence. It's fear dressed in achievement's clothing.
Mm.
Okay? That's all it is. Perfection says it's not good enough. It's never going to be good enough, because perfection is something that does not exist. Excellence is
Mm.
I gave it my all, I did my best at all times, and I created something meaningful and worthwhile. To me, that is excellence.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And finally, when you're creating space, I want you to address the guilt that comes when you start prioritizing your rest and prioritizing your wellness. Because, baby, it's coming from you, it's coming from those around you who are used to and entitled, feel they have a sense of entitlement to your time and your energy. I need you to recognize that that guilt is not your authentic voice.
Right.
That's that conditioning coming back,
Hmm.
right? That's that conditioning that says your productivity is more important than your personhood, than
Hmm.
your humanity. Remind yourself that rest is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. It is essential, right? And when I feel like when you're creating that authentic space for your genuine rest, real rest, mind, body, and soul rest, not just sleep, but real rest that nourishes, that replenishes. You're not just changing your schedule, you're changing your relationship with your own worth. You are saying, I deserve to live happy, healing, and fulfilling life. And my boundaries, I think boundaries come up first when we're in survival mode. That's when we have to put up boundaries because we have to stop what's happening in order to move to that next level. So you got to put up boundaries. How Instagram just going to disconnect our stream? That seems rude. Okay. But I need you to know that even though the boundaries start during your healing process, your healing journey as a survival mechanism, once you no longer feel like it is a thing you have to always vocalize and verbalize, it is just the standard, that's when I think you're moving from that survival mode to thriving, to where you're now at a place where you're like, okay, I get it now. I don't have to fight with this over anymore. When I say no, it means no, and I don't have guilt around it anymore. I ain't feeling no kind of way because somebody told me no. Right? It's okay. That's when your boundaries are now your standards. And we stand in our standards. Right? Because if you let somebody continually cross that boundary, if I say, nah, Sheronda, I can't do it, and you keep badgering, and because eventually I'm going to say yes, it's not a standard, and you're still in survival mode, and you still have healing to do because you still are that would still be me putting Sheronda above me. And you just got a little more work to do. That's all. Give yourself a little grace, dust yourself off, and try again. It's going to be hard as hell to enforce those boundaries when you first start. Right? And expect some resistance, baby. They going to be mad. They going to be pissed off.
Well, let them.
Let them. It's not because your boundaries are unreasonable. It's because your previous lack of boundaries made them feel entitled to your time, to your energy, to your things. I don't even know which of these objects, I don't even know what this is they're doing. I don't know what TikTok's doing over there. Right? It's okay. Woo. Girl, I'm going to fill out my chair. That was. But it's okay. Self-love is going to get you through. You're going to dust yourself off. You're going to try again. And the next time when you say no, you're going to mean it. The next time you're going to let somebody else in the staff meeting raise their hand, and you're not going to be the one to always take the extra work. Now, if you need the money, you got to get some extra shifts, get your money up. But don't do it out of a feeling of obligation and a sense of them having a sense of entitlement to you, because Sheronda's always the one that stays late. So we just didn't ask anybody else. We just put you on the schedule. No, excuse me. Ask me first.
Oh, see, take it for granted. You helping them.
Because people will take you for granted if you allow them to.
Yeah.
And get yourself some affirmations. I want y'all to repeat after me. You can say it loud. You can say it in your head. Whatever. Okay? My worth is not measured by my exhaustion.
My worth is not measured by my exhaustion.
I love that. I love that. And you say that as many times as you need to. This is not just a pretty little phrase, little clause. It's a radical reclamation of your value in a world that is convinced Too many of us, Black women specifically, that suffering equals virtue. It doesn't. Suffering does not equal virtue.
Mm.
Again, your productivity is not tied to your work. So as we wrap up, do you have any final words to the people?
Change your mind. You can control you.
Yes. Yes, you can. So let me wrap up by saying this. This is my little spiel at the end. If nobody told you today, exhaustion is not your destiny. You're allowed to be okay, to be well, to be happy. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to build a beautiful life without burning yourself to the ground. Girl, I don't want you out there burnt to a crisp. Your softness is sacred. Your peace is non negotiable. Taking off the cape of the strong Black woman, it isn't weakness, it's wisdom, sis. It's recognizing that true power doesn't lie in how much you can endure, it lies in how authentically you can exist. Are you being true to you? Remember, burnout isn't just about being tired. It's really about being disconnected from your joy, from your purpose, and from your peace. The world's going to tell you that your value lies in your productivity. You're doing this so you can be a better mother, better wife, better employee, better boss, right? But that's the biggest lie there is. Yes, Eileen, the only thing burned and crispy is that Superwoman cake, boo.
Love
That's
it.
it.
I love that.
No more burned crispy for us, okay? Look, you're worthy of rest, not because you've earned it through exhaustion, but simply because you exist. So I want you to think about what's one small step that you can take today. Maybe it's setting up a firm boundary that you're going to stop working at 6 p.m. Okay. Maybe it's scheduling that doctor's appointment that you've been putting off. Because your health is your wealth. Or maybe it's just giving yourself permission to breathe deeply and just be still for 5 intentional minutes. You know how hard that is to be quiet and still for 5 whole minutes?
Mm.
It's going to sound like a long time. It's going to feel like a long time.
To a little kid, it is. That's what we used to do the math
Right?
because he knew it was
Woo! 5 minutes?
be quiet and still, and it worked every single time.
Yeah. Because once they stop moving, they actually realize they're tired and they take a nap. You
Or
make my
they'll be
daughter lay
singing to
down
themselves.
5 minutes. She was out. It didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's out. And your affirmation of the day. We have a new way that we're ending these shows. We're going to give you an affirmation and then a reflection prompt for you to write about. And you can then tag us on social media. So your affirmation of the day is, I am not my productivity. I deserve rest. I reclaim my energy with love. I'm going to say that for you one more time. I am not my productivity. I deserve rest. I reclaim my energy with love. And your reflection today to write about, think about, muse over. Where in your life are you performing instead of healing? Where are you performing instead of healing? Now, I want you to join the conversation. You can tag us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere really. Just look for Wake Up Happy Sis. We are the only one. There's only one. It's Wake Up Happy Sis. I want you to drop your biggest takeaway from today. Let us know, because we actually read and we will respond to you. Let us know what your takeaway was. And if this episode spoke to your soul, I want you to share with one of your sister girls who needs to lay her burdens down. That sounds like church, huh? Come to the
Yeah.
front of church.
The doors of the gates are open.
Yes. Look, okay? You heard that clack? That's a good clack, man. Because I want us to heal out loud together. You do not have to go this road alone. So make sure you follow Wake Up Happy Sis on all your social medias, and make sure that you head on over, get signed up. We got going over to our Instagram. You'll see some links there where you can check out some of our offerings. We have a burnout recovery kit. It's a free challenge to help you learn how to get through burnout. You got this, and we got you. So with that, we will see y'all next Monday. Toodles!
Toodaloo.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Wake Up Happy Sis Show. Join us live every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more joy, healing, and sisterhood. Until next time,